Welcome to the Kendy and Raybo podcast, episode 40, recorded in Kendy's box room.
Welcome back. Hey, the 3 weeks wasn't long going, was it?
Wasn't long going.
Yeah, it crept up on us almost like we didn't know because we didn't do anything for the last 3 weeks.
We did it, not a single tap.
Well, we did a little bit of recording. That was about it.
About 2 days after we said we were taking a break.
Yeah. And then we took 3 weeks of nothing.
Yeah.
And now we're back amongst you again.
Now we're back amongst
Do you feel fresher?
I do.
I feel a lot better too.
That benefited me.
Did it?
Yeah, I got a load of things written down on the phone.
It benefited you in terms of taking a break from Kendy or taking a break from the podcast? Very long silence there now, Ray, before you answered that question. It's not you, it's me job, is it?
No, it wasn't that.
It's not me, it's you.
No, it was just nice to have Mondays and Tuesdays back again.
Yeah? That's true, yeah.
I missed them. See, Mondays and Tuesdays were normally the 2 evenings we'd panic over not having anything done.
And you're listening to us now on a Monday evening again.
Yeah.
2 days before the podcast is supposed to go out.
We take 3 weeks off, and this is the first time we kind of go getting our house in order.
So we learned nothing.
Yeah.
Well, a little bit.
Look, we got a new toy.
Yeah, a new mechanism for recording, which
Yeah.
means nothing to most people, but to us,
Means the world.
it has transformed what this podcast is going to sound like.
Yeah.
So it's going to be more interactive,
Definitely.
for sure.
It's called the Roadcaster Pro.
Yep.
And we can do stuff
And it
like
does stuff like that. So audio cues, phone calls, Ray.
We could do phone calls now.
Yeah, so if you feel like you should be honest or you have a story to tell, we will be doing segments in the future, I presume.
We can call people now.
You will be interacted with,
Yes.
all of you. Not interfered with, because we ain't those kind of people, but interacted with for sure in the future. And if you feel like you have a story to tell us that you think Kendy Raybo might like, get on to us on our Instagrams or Facebooks. Now,
That's changed.
that has changed,
That
Ray.
has changed. Big changes.
Big changes in the parish.
Check all. And it's been big changes.
Yo, big change is done. So they broke the hyphen on me. So Kendy's hyphen has been broke and he is no longer hyphenated. It's Kendy and Raybo podcast.
Yes.
Just to make it handier on people.
Oh, that was
So-
sweet sherry is still sweet.
It's just sweet as a nut. You've been sitting there a long time. So from now on, you're going to find it at the Kendy Raybo podcast, Kendy.
Sounds like an American radio station. Welcome to KNDY Radio. Yeah. On today's show, we've got some great music from an American band called
Up She Flew.
Up She Flew.
But sorry, before we go on, the one thing that did change over the last few weeks is that a company got commissioned to do a show on me.
Huh?
Did you hear about this? No.
No.
Oh, I maybe I shouldn't be blowing the cover of it, but you know that channel TLC.
Yes.
Well,
The TLC would just be up in the 200s on the sky.
Aye, Honey's Boo Boo and all them.
Right. Right.
Well, they're doing it. It's super embarrassing actually, but I might as well just say it. Like there's a show based on me growing up with such an accoutrement. Because it's not easy, obviously, but I mean, they came to me with the story, but they've actually released the trailer. Do you want to crank up that there? You can
I'll
listen
crank
to
up
it.
this,
It's
yeah.
super embarrassing.
So this is the trailer.
Meet Kendy. He's just a normal guy from the west of Ireland. Just doing normal stuff.
You know, growing up in the west of Ireland in a small town of Roscommon, not that much exciting really happens, you know?
But unlike most in this world, Kendy's got an overwhelmingly large cross to bear.
Well, I guess I first started noticing it maybe, you know, when after a football match, you know, when you were trying to wash yourself down and the boys be saying, Jesus, Kendy, will you take that thing out of here, man? You're taking up all the showers.
But what would you do if you were faced with one of life's great challenges? Just get on with it, I guess.
You know, next thing, young ones around town will be getting wind of it, like, you know, and they'll be ringing the house phone at home and they'll be going 24/7. The mammy be going mad. Kendy, there's another one for you there now. She's wondering, you know, can she just have a look at it, like, even, you know?
Join us on the TLC network every Thursday at 8 p.m. right before 800 pounds and proud and Honey, I Bet the Kids. It's our brand new hit show, Kendy, Behind the Mickey.
Get away.
It's awful embarrassing. I can't believe they're doing it, but
That's not a real show.
It is a real show, man. Sure, you just heard it. So season 1 is filmed but not released yet. I mean, but look, if it gives anybody an insight into what it's like growing up with, you know, I wanted to call it 18 inches below and a full heart. But, you know, they wanted to call it Kendy Behind the Mickey. So Kendy Behind the Mickey is coming to the TLC. You know that channel is called The Learning Network?
Is that what it's called?
Who learns anything?
Hold on now. The Learning Network.
The Learning Channel, sorry.
That's what I was thinking.
TLC, The Learning Channel. Who learns anything from Honey Boo Boo and Say Yes to the Dress and Addiction, I Love Eating Telephones? The shows make no sense, like.
Obviously, we took 3 weeks off and you went away and recorded some things. You didn't tell me you were recording some things.
No, they recorded that with me, Ray.
You surprised me there now. I didn't know that was coming.
That's just the trailer for the show, Ray. That's all I'm saying. Kendy behind the Mickey. VH1 wanted to do it as well, but they want to take a more serious side, like Kendy.
Come here, on a practical note. You know when you're squatting? Right? Like, you know when you're exercising and you're doing a bit of squatting?
Yeah.
Does it hit the ground every time?
Whenever I train, Ray, I can only train at a golf course so that it goes down into the hole.
Or a beach. Or the bog.
I go down to Sligo foot golf, Ray, just so that there's a bit more depth in the ground. And I squat down there.
There's only certain holes you can work on. Oh, that's very good.
Brilliant. That's brilliant.
I can't wait for that show, by the way.
It's going to be massive, I think, yeah.
But it is massive. It's the reason they built the show. Come here, one of the great things about this new Roadcaster Pro is the fact that we can now indeed make phone calls. Well, first of all, we made a test phone call.
Yeah, we did.
And we can stick in the the comment from the test phone call person.
Lovely.
She actually rang us, my good sister Marie.
Yeah, good timing.
She rang me with a really serious question, and she said this when she heard we were podcasting.
Hello. Are you free to talk?
Oh, jeez, I am, yeah.
Are you not doing any podcasting?
No, why would I be doing podcasting?
Oh, because I hear you're back on the wagon.
She quick enough, that one.
Very quick. Now, in fairness, I did promise her we wouldn't put the whole thing in, so we haven't.
We put that little bit in, Marie. That's all.
Little bit, yeah. Now, I'll tell you.
Go on.
We're going to make a phone call.
Yeah.
But now that we have a full fancy radio set up, let's make an educated phone call.
Yeah.
Coachella's on this week.
'Tis.
And some people like it, and some people don't.
So get ready for an influx of peace signs and arse all over your Instagram.
YOLO.
Coachella, YOLO, outfit number 50. Who was playing at it? I haven't a clue.
No, I can't talk. I was that person.
You went to Coachella.
This time last year.
Yeah.
But this year we know someone who's going.
Yeah.
And we have been toying with the idea of getting him on the old podcast.
Aye.
We are going to introduce our new cultural correspondent. You like that?
I love that, Ray.
And he's not the agri-cultural correspondent.
We have an agri-correspondent.
Yeah.
None of these are getting paid, by the way.
No, there's no payment. For revenue purposes, no payment.
No.
We have a cultural correspondent now. His name is Connor.
Yep.
And he has agreed to take a phone call from us this evening.
Yeah.
The first inaugural outgoing call from the Roadcaster.
He's a very cultured gentleman.
Very
from
cultured.
what I hear. I met him for 2 minutes.
Yes.
But he's going to Coachella.
He is leaving on Wednesday.
Lovely.
Right.
Let's call Connor now and see.
Now, this is before he goes. We're getting the report before he goes. So I'm going to press the call button. I'm going to turn up the phone. We should hear something. Oh, that was the way he changed networks, beep. It's ringing. Hello, Connor.
How are you?
Oh, jeez, we're not so bad. You're on the Kendy and Raybo podcast.
Please don't swear.
Hello, everybody.
Scrap Connor.
Right, I come up with a new name for you when you message me.
All right.
I think the name's better, like Kendy and Gabo. Just saying. I think
Connor,
that suits you more.
I'm calling him that from now on. That's the best thing you've ever come up
I
with.
think you should. I think you should.
The Kendy and Gabo podcast.
You should.
Yeah, but
I
then
think
again,
you might get more subscribers and listeners and stuff, you know?
probably
so.
because I think Gay Byrne is on it.
You appeal to the wider audience, like.
I think Gay Byrne is back from sick leave.
What's the crack, Connor? Come here. We hear you're hitting off towards Coachella, boy.
I am.
Yeah,
I am indeed.
We don't know if you agreed to it or not, but you're our brand new cultural correspondent. Congratulations. The pay package is minimal.
I am very, very cultured, you know, like coming from Dublin, just having such a worldly experience and everything, you know.
Yeah, I'm with you so far.
We used to be slagging off the Dubs in the past now, so I have to get that in there.
Yeah.
Well,
You have?
not so much Raybo has been slagging them off. I have, in fairness, Connor.
You have.
Are you going to indulge in the style for the show?
I'm going to be stylish. Of course I'm going to be stylish. Sure, that's what Coachella's all about, really. Like, when you think about it, I heard the thing today, it was like, your man said it's like Instagram in a field. So it basically is, like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's nothing to do with the music at all. Sure, I haven't got, all bar Ariana Grande is the only one I probably really know well enough to actually go and, like, sing along to. But other than that, it's just all about what you look like, really. Like,
Because
so it's been a tough couple of weeks trying to prepare the outfits, that's for sure. There's been lots of WhatsApp group messages about themes and colours that we're wearing. And
Yeah.
So you're not
So
going to
it's
just
like-
wear a standard pair of sunglasses and maybe a pair of shorts or something, no?
you see, this is the problem. You see, I'm talking to two coaches. Like, this is
Yeah,
never going to
You
work.
are.
How would I go down in Coachella, Connor, if I went wearing a minor jersey from 2006, a Roscommon one?
Oh, no, I think that'll actually be great.
You think that'll work?
Yeah, I reckon it actually would. It's very like retro. It's very in.
Yeah.
I was looking on Instagram there during the weekend. A lot of the men are just wearing like, you know, those American baseball jerseys and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Now I think that's a bit drab, but you know, whatever. It's for you. Like,
Where are you staying? Are you staying in a tent or in a hotel, or did you hire a camper van, or what are you doing?
I'm too posh to camp. Like, I can't be dealing with that. Like, cannot be dealing with it. Like, I'm going tomorrow now, and I'm getting my hair cut. I'm getting the eyebrows waxed. I'm getting a facial. I'm getting the mani-pedi done. As if I could be dealing with dirt in the nails. Like,
But that's all you're going to have.
huh?
It's a fierce, dusty old field, in fairness, like.
Yeah, bring a packet of baby wipes in the little bag. Up all little bags as well. The little bag's cute.
Hey, is it a bum
It's,
bag, as we used to call them back in
huh?
school? Is it a fanny pack?
Yeah, fanny pack. It's kind of like a fanny pack. But it's kind of like a fanny pack, but you put it over your shoulders. Now, it's the first time I've ever put something called fanny around my shoulders, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
And you went for the big package as well.
I'm sure you don't have to be too cultured to understand what I'm saying there, lads.
Can I ask you a research question?
Go.
So I've never been to a festival before, Connor, but I
not?
have heard some horror
That's
stories.
why I'm cultural correspondent.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to try and culturise us. But I have heard
Yeah.
some horror stories of toilets at Oxygen and Picnic. And I was
Yeah.
wondering, have you researched the Jacks situation that will be in place at Coachella?
Oh, God, I don't think I have, actually, no.
What if you're shiting in the ground,
That
boy?
might be something I do actually, because I had a bad experience in the toilet at Oxford one time.
Go
So I
on.
might need to look up.
What
You
happened?
don't want to hear that story.
Did you fall
don't
into
want
it?
to hear that
Did you
story.
fall into it?
Let's just say I got something out of it.
Oh. What?
So enough said. Enough said about that story.
All right. We leave that one out, so.
Yeah, that's like I'm not the health correspondent now. I'm the cultural correspondent.
Oh.
So we'll leave that for another time. Leave that for another time.
Is there any
Yeah.
music you're especially looking forward to seeing, or are you mostly just looking forward to wearing the T-shirt in a field in LA?
Oh, who am I looking forward to see? I've got a couple, like Ariana Grande, obviously, because
Yeah,
she's
me too.
big at the moment. you
I'd
know.
love to see her. She's not big, she's tiny. But she's big in the...
She's big, so you know.
She's
like,
play-sized.
Megastar. And they had a couple now. She had NSYNC on stage there last night. Who else did she bring out? She brought someone else. I think Nicki Minaj made a special appearance on one
Nicki Minaj.
stage. Or maybe it wasn't Nicki Minaj actually. Maybe it was Cardi B. Anyway, one of them was on stage with somebody. So Idris Elba. I'm going to go and see him so I can stare on him. Really.
Is he an actor?
What is he going to
Was
do?
on, I think he's a bit of everything though. I think he's like spread all over. Really.
Oh.
I wouldn't mind spreading all over me either, but you know.
Take it easy now,
That's why
Cam,
I'm not
please.
seeing him.
Can you calm
You
down?
know,
Family
you
show
know.
now. Come on now.
Huh?
It's a family show, boy. Come on now.
We're going to phone you again when you return.
Oh, fuck.
And we're going to want
Knew
to...
I got myself into trouble here.
We're going to
Right.
want to know what happened abroad.
Right, okay.
All right? And
Thank
come
you.
here, one thing, Connor, will you mind your drinks?
Oh, mind your drinks when you're
Just
out there.
mind your
What do you
drinks
mean
when you're out
mind my
there.
drinks?
Just in case someone would pop something into them or something like that. Don't want that happening.
Because, Connor, they say now that they're dropping them in when you're not looking. They say. So mind your drinks out there, okay?
Mind your drinks.
Mind me drinks. I wouldn't actually mind if someone dropped something into me, to be honest.
Better than paying for it, I suppose.
I didn't intentionally take it. It'd be like, oh, that's grand.
Connor, we'll
Not
talk to you
very
when you get
well.
back, boy, all right?
What's the Instagram hashtag before you go so people can look at you?
Connor underscore, so CONOR,
Yeah.
underscore, double F, underscore, 0956. So I'll repeat. Connor underscore, double F, underscore, 0956.
Well, follow Connor and you'll see all the goings on of Coachella.
And so we might share a
Yeah.
bit on the old Kendy Raybo page
Aye.
as well.
We will, of course, boy. Good luck, Connor.
Go on,
Thanks,
good
boy.
luck to you,
Thanks for
Bye.
taking the call. Bye, bye.
Bye, 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 bye.
There we go. Fair play to Connor.
That was great.
It was marvellous.
That was our first ever phone call.
Yeah, it worked out. I tell you, we're getting pro in here.
I'm going to press one of these buttons. Fair play to Connor. Huh? They enjoyed that.
The crowd loved it, boy. So we'll check back in with him when he gets back.
It's the main event now.
Yeah.
The reason behind this episode.
Yeah.
What is it?
We recorded a couple of Fridays ago in Anderson's in Sligo.
Bar and Grill.
Anderson's Bar and Grill, and also live venue for
Twas.
tremendous events.
Twas.
It is the Tremendous Events area of Sligo.
It's a tremendous event centre.
Yeah. So we recorded in the Tremendous Event Centre of Sligo, and because Joe Rooney and Patrick McDonnell,
That's right.
2 stand-up comedians,
Stand-up men,
and there were 2 stand-up boys, let me tell you.
stand-up fellas.
They were doing a show, so we asked them would they record a bit of
The show was for Further Ted.
Further Ted, 'tis called.
Yeah, and it was on a Friday night. Just it was only fears.
That was savage.
But before they did the show,
Mhm.
they came out to the office
Aye.
and we sat down.
Yeah.
And we recorded a small conversation.
Yeah, we did.
And we're going to finish off today's episode
Yeah.
with the recording of that conversation.
So let you enjoy it. And Raybo, we're back, bye.
We're back and we'll be we'll be back next week
Yeah, we'll be back next week again.
with another episode.
Look, let you enjoy the conversation, and shall we see you next week again?
Well,
Fair play.
bye.
Good luck. We are here with 2 fine young fellas in not the box room, in the back office of Anderson's. And we are here with Joe Rooney and Patrick McDonnell.
How are you?
Hello.
That's the 2 of them. They're fair play to them. Yous will know them. We said the same thing about Jan. Yous definitely will know them because they are 2 stand-up comedians, and they're doing a show actually here tonight in Anderson's, which again, as we always say, is too late.
Too late.
Because when we put this out, it'll be long over. But boys, just want to tell us what the show is? What's the show that you're doing tonight?
Yeah, it's so we do stand up,
Lovely.
like our own stand up separately. We do a lovely girls competition, which is we were both in Father Ted.
Right.
I don't know if you
I was going to
explained
say
that.
it was an interesting idea.
Yeah, we were
that.
in that. So I mean, yeah, so we had that in it, and then we have more stand up.
Yeah. And the show's
now-
called Further Ted.
Further
That's-
Ted.
Yes. Yeah. People often ask us, are we fed up with that connection to Father Ted?
That's kind of what I was
And,
going to say.
yeah.
Can't really say we are if we put Further Ted on the poster.
I was going to say the same thing. Because is that where the boat you got your starts? Like, was that your
No.
first?
Oh.
No.
Was it
No.
not? No.
He was doing it years before you were in Father Ted, weren't
Well,
you?
yeah, I was doing a double act and a few other things. Yeah.
Is it dangerous to ask how old you were when you did Father Ted?
I was 32 or 3. I can't
Oh, yeah.
remember.
I was.
No way.
Yeah.
You look fair younger now.
I looked like a young fella in it, didn't I?
He looks like a teenager. You
Yeah,
really did.
And then I
Yeah.
had kids.
He's aged really rapidly. It's unbelievable. You have gone from very young to, mature. And
Must be
I
just
was the
hair.
same, though. I was very, very young looking in my early 30s.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Like when I looked about 17 in that episode of Father Ted.
Yeah, definitely.
And I, like overhead, and like my son was born, I just went completely grey.
Is it a case of just
Like
losing
Mick
loads of
McCarthy
sleep?
overnight. Loads of sleep.
Loads
yeah,
of sleep
stress. Yeah.
Shows in the face.
So I was 28 and 29 when we filmed that because I was 28 for the exteriors.
Right.
This sounds like Rain Man, but and I was 29 then we did the interiors.
All right.
A couple of months later in
Go
London.
away.
Interestingly enough, I got when we were filming that, I got a cold sore on my lip, and I was like, "Oh shit, this is a big break," and I have a cold sore. And then
That's outside, isn't it?
outside, right?
Right,
So that
like-
was in Ennistimon we were filming, and then I was worried. Oh, there'd be continuity issues. I got the cold sore back when we filmed. In February.
Your body just
Daniel
knew.
Day-Lewis wouldn't do that.
No, I know
Yeah.
that.
That is
He'll be
method
jealous
acting.
now if he hears that.
Yeah.
He'll make another film just to get it the whole way through.
That's mad. Look, that's the one thing I was wondering. But like you said, you called your show Further Ted, like, so obviously you're not sick of that connection. But
Well, it sells tickets.
yeah.
It does, yeah. We do
Yeah.
a show now we've been doing recently called Culture Warriors. Now, we're doing that in little theatres because we're doing sketches and characters and other
yeah.
bits and pieces. Just in this room, it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
So, yeah, for the bars and stuff, it's Further Ted.
Yeah.
But we are moving away from that a little bit. But it'll probably say on Culture Wars, it'll say Stars of Father Ted.
In
Yeah,
big letters.
somewhere along the way, yeah. And so, do you ever get sick of, and I presume it happens a lot, of, like, for you, Joe, someone asking you Oasis or Blur?
No, I don't get sick of it at all. Like
I'm
means
sure it
I'm
happens a
still,
little bit.
I'm still relevant as a person. But you know what happened today? I was telling you earlier, I met the drummer from Oasis.
Oh, yeah.
And I asked him, were they aware of that scene? He said, yeah, he was anyway. It's mad to think that Oasis would have watched that scene from Father Ted of me saying, who'd you prefer, Oasis or Blur?
Oasis or Blur.
Yeah.
And have you ever thought of the answer yourself?
I would have liked Oasis more back then.
Oh,
Controversial.
No, that's
Like
controversial.
Blur, not
No,
more.
way.
because
Yeah.
Because you met the drummer.
I know that. No, I tell you, I know that Oasis kind of became repetitive and a bit boring. But back then they were like so mad and rebellious. I
Raw.
just thought Liam was great and everything. Now I think he's an idiot, but yeah.
Well, they probably still have a sound that has tried to be covered, but has never really been covered
not
since.
yet.
Oasis, though, did sound a lot like the Beatles and a bit of ELO, a lot of ELO, and a lot
Status
of
Quo.
and a bit of Status Quo, and a touch of the Sex Pistols.
Well, that's
Just a
kind of
hint.
weird. That's kind of how the music grows, like especially from the '60s until now. Everyone would copy the Beatles in some way, and
Yeah.
then I think probably Michael Jackson to a certain extent.
Can't say Michael Jackson.
Who?
You can't say Michael
Can't say Michael
Jackson.
Jackson. Nah, it's gone that now.
Yeah,
Touchy
God,
subject.
he was so innocent.
You see, Paul McCartney.
Poor man.
Speaking of the Beatles, Paul McCartney came out there during the week.
He came
He
out.
didn't come out.
Did he? Do you know I was thinking that?
He didn't want to say
He
it,
came
but
out
he
of-
just
Yeah.
all these feelings
He
came
came
up.
out of a hotel and someone asked him, someone was like, "Hey Paul, what do you think of Michael Jackson?" And
in that accent.
Yeah.
It was Paul from Sligo. Paul, hey Paul, how are you?
Hoover.
and someone was luckily standing around ready to record the comment. And Paul says, "I didn't know any of that side of him at all. So I'm just going to remember him like I remember him."
Oh, you get in trouble for that too.
Because the boy was on the other side, wasn't it? It was the other side. The one with the white glove. That's why he wore the white glove for years. So there's no evidence now.
No fingerprints.
But he touched a lot of people, though. In
He
fairness.
did, yeah.
In fairness.
Touched a lot of lives.
He
Fair play.
touched a lot of people.
You know, sometimes I wish you could touch me in the same way, but you know, it's just
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What was your first, each of you, what was your first ever kind of acting gig?
Sexual
or-
experience.
No. We can get to that later. That's one of the questions coming up. What was your first ever acting gig? Like, when did you start doing this kind of creative outlet?
I did a thing with, I was in a band. That would have been, not acting. That's not
Yeah.
acting, is it? It's creative, isn't
Creative,
it? But I was
yeah.
in a band from about when I was 21 or 2.
Right. Wedding band?
No.
No.
Very much kind of Joy Division-y or New Order. And then we changed to more rockabilly-ish. But for 5 years, did that like kind of thing.
And how did you swing
And
into...
then we were getting comedians to, and there wasn't many around, but we were getting comedians to open for us. But it was a bit weird because I was in a very serious band, and then I switched to being a comedian. It was a bit odd. Like it was like as if, say,
If only Ian Curtis from Joy Division had
Yeah.
done that.
yeah, if Ian Curtis
It would have been.
had
Oh, your man
Might still
Morrison.
have him today.
He'd have been
started
hilarious.
doing
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
with just wearing a wig and
Yeah.
coming on and singing stupid songs.
Yeah.
what is
He'd
it
be
with
alive today.
what is it with like, because John Cleary was the same. He played music first,
Yeah.
and then does it give you like an easier bridge like into comedy because you're
Yeah.
used to being on the stage probably?
It's like I don't think I could have done comedy straight up. It was an easier way to get on with a full band behind you and all that kind of stuff. And then I did a double act, and then I did stand up on my own with no wigs or anything like that, and, or fake beards. And that was the slow introduction to it because I find it very hard to do stand up.
I remember seeing Joe on Grafton Street before I did stand up, and he was like a superstar because you were an RTE by that time. You were presenting that kids show.
Oh yeah, I did a kids
In the
show,
afternoons.
What was that?
Jump Around, it was called, with it was like a summertime version of The Den.
Oh, no
and
way.
there was a puppet called Aggie who I hated. I hated the puppet. It wasn't like the puppet, she kept going, it was a girl frog, and she kept going, "Oh, you can't say that, Joe." You know,
She'd be
she
saying it today too, let me tell you. Everything you say. You didn't play music, Patrick, no, did you?
No, I would have loved to.
Yeah.
I would have. I'd much prefer to be a singer or a musician.
No way.
Well, I think we all do. You ask a lot of, like McSavage started out as
Yeah.
a musician. Loads of people would have said that they'd prefer that.
How
And
did
PJ
you-
Gallagher started out in bands.
Did he?
And
Yeah.
he did. Yeah. And so I mean, I would have. I love music more than I love comedy. Like I
No
loved
way.
it.
Jeez.
And but I know I got into it. I had friends who were doing kind of communications degrees in Dublin.
Right.
Wankers, like, you know. no, they weren't. But and they had all this
do you call them?
equipment to make stuff. So we just said, oh, should we put together some videos? And we did that. We put it together with like a Spinal Tap version of Footballers. We did for a week on cable television in Dublin. We got that out.
Right.
And that was the first thing I did. And I did bits and pieces, wrote for a bit, wrote sketches and made short films and whatever. And then took up the stand-up in 95, I think it was, you know, just after Father Ted started.
Yeah.
So it was just a great time to start. Straight away, I knew the writers from Father Ted. and Joe and other people. I was gigging with Tommy Tiernan and, loads of people like Dara and like, Jason Byrne and whatever. It was just the right time to start.
Comedians were going to London and becoming Irish comedians. Sorry,
Yeah.
were going to London, coming like with Sarah Ardle. He was only
Yeah.
in London about a few months,
Yeah.
and he got the Father Ted thing. Like it just
Dylan Moore and the same.
Dylan Moore, and
It's right time.
just like that. Then maybe Tommy, I would say.
And Tommy,
Or,
you had Ed Byrne and you just
Jason-
Andrew Maxwell had
Jason
gone
Byrne,
over and
a bit,
and they'd
yeah.
done very well, and so it was just the right time
Do
to start.
you all get
25.
on well?
No.
Yeah, we do
hate
in a
each
way.
other.
I don't see that many people.
They do- they
I
say
just
it's very
did Tommy
lonely.
Tiernan's show. I did
Yeah.
the sketch on Tommy Tiernan's show, and I was recording that with John Calleary, Sligo
Yeah.
Man. So we were doing that there recently, and get on great with Tommy. And I haven't seen lots of people
You don't
in years.
see
you
the
don't
thing
see them
about it
regularly.
is when you start out, you're all doing the one club. You say the internet. You're all meeting there, and then you start getting a bit more successful, and you're all going out on separate tours, and you never see each other again. It's fucking shit.
No.
Come here, was it when you were on the set of Father Ted? Did you know you were on to a good thing, or are you just freezing your arse off, Rod and Ennis timing?
Well, I thought it's brilliant. The script, I thought it was amazing. And when I was in the second series, so I saw the first. I thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it was going to be as big as it is,
Aye, okay.
because great things don't often become big.
Yeah.
It was pretty much
And-
a cult show when you were. I remember you getting the part. I just knew you, and you got the part, and it was just a cult program at the time.
And is it true that RT turned that down? when
No.
it first? Is
No,
that
they
true?
didn't. No, I think the lads might have submitted scripts to RT and they were turned down, but not that.
Because that's always the dialogue you hear. Like an RT could have had it. No, like if they wanted.
No. They wouldn't have been able to make it. They wouldn't have had the budget.
Yeah.
They cost like a fortune to make, There was big budget.
Like
Big budget went into
one of the
that.
episodes, there was a wheel of a plane in the house. That just doesn't come cheap.
No.
you know?
And I
They would
remember,
literally,
I
in
think-
RT, have to go out to the airport and just rob one for half an hour. A real one. And
Yeah.
I'll drop it back. I promise. No problem with that.
Like, the car that has the little dents.
Oh,
on
yeah.
it.
yeah.
I mean, that was unbelievable. Like,
was that
Yeah.
the third series? Yeah.
was that, I think.
I don't know. I can't remember.
But
You know-
they didn't buy it with the
And the
dents,
jumper I wore was very
Well,
expensive.
someone would have had to make it. Like, I
Because it
don't-
would have been a full car anyway. Because you see it
no?
as
I
a
thought
full
a couple
car.
of work experience lads went down
Yeah.
with a hammer and...
Fast lads, I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you say something about the jumper you wore?
The jumper I wore, yeah,
That
no,
cost a
that was
fortune.
that was cashmere. That was unbelievably dear. But to bake that in a cake, they made 2 or 3 of those cakes. Like that was a big budget.
Do people still go up to you and say, "I have no willy"? And so,
Yeah, they do now. It's not as mad now, but there were certainly times
Yeah.
when it was very intense.
No, it's
and certainly
still-
when the RT used to show it, like if after a repeat years ago, it would just be mad. I'd leave the house and people would be saying it. I say it live. I mean, when my kids were born, like I got it. Like people were saying it in the Coombe Hospital.
Right.
Be coming out with your new baby and someone's I have no willy. Honest to God. And we were talking about it actually when my wife had a C-section and both my kids, and the obstetrician that was talking about Father Ted and comedy as he
mad.
was cutting open my wife. My wife was open and yeah, no, it was grand. Yeah, and Dermot was fine. It was very sad. Yeah.
it's. I mean, like a cult show is definitely the word for it, but it's massive now. And almost the savage thing about Father Ted is that there's so little episodes. It's almost
25.
Like that is you think of shows now that get seasoned for 24 like 24 a season and they do 40 seasons.
Well,
Like
they are
it's-
making a musical now in London.
Are you involved in that at all?
No. But that's going to go up next year, in the West End.
Yeah.
So that'll continue on,
The legacy
where
of it,
Yeah,
yeah.
it will, definitely.
And they do a festival as well, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
I was out at there last.
I seen that.
Yeah, I
I
did.
was very tempted to go.
I
but
did a blind date competition, and it was brilliant. Great crack.
you participated now, or you were
I was
doing
the
it?
host.
Oh,
I was the
okay.
host.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I was
I thought
paid
you were
and
at
all
it
that.
and kind of going, "Jeez, I'll chance this, see how I get on." And you married and all, and the kids and all.
That's right, yeah. But it was on an island. You get away with it, like no one. But they
different laws.
Yeah, it's different laws.
Yeah.
But they flew me out.
They
and
did
then
not.
I got a ferry back.
Right.
They only flew you out.
Yeah, I only got one way out.
And were you all
I
met
sat
love
up the
on
front. Sat up the front of the plane.
I did
Thought I was
that festival, I don't know, a good few years ago, and they flew me back to Galway airport so then I could get a flight, I think, from Galway to Dublin. And I sat down waiting for my flight, and guess who came in and sat beside me? The fella who does This Morning with his wife. What's his name?
Richard Madeley.
Richard, yeah. Yeah.
From Richard and Judy.
Richard and Judy.
Oh, yeah.
Richard
No
from
way.
Richard and Judy just sat down beside me and started reading the paper. And I was like, "Jeez." And then this woman came up to me and she wanted a photo with Richard. And then she said to him, you must know this fella. He's Timmy from Killinascully. And I was going to Richard, no, you wouldn't know me. You wouldn't know Killinascully. It's on our... And he's going, he must know you. He must know Killinascully.
Jesus. What was the Killinascully crack like? Because that, especially for me growing up, man, I watched that show every week.
That was good. Like it was 5 years and it was good experience to do it. And at the time I was working with Pat Short a lot, live as well. I was opening the show for him, and then I got to write. I wrote an episode without. I just did it off the bat, and I gave to them and they liked it. So I wrote on the last series as well.
That's brilliant.
That was cool.
I'm still to this day calling people Jaxie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has
know
served me so well because when I moved to Sligo first, it's hard trying to learn everybody's new names. Like, so I just called everybody Jaxie.
And that's not a lie. He calls everyone
I just
Jaxie.
call people Jaxie, and it's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, it's marvellous. And I can't ever see 3 women walking by me, out down the power walking, without hearing that.
Yeah. Power walking, yeah.
There's some
And spraying
magical
the
stuff
spuds
from
and
it.
all
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
spraying
yeah.
the spuds, it's still
Yeah.
be something I'd say.
Yeah.
What's the new show you're going doing?
2 of us are doing a show called Culture Warriors, and we're doing sketches. So we've done it in a few small theatres now.
Right.
And so about half, at the moment we've got a half an hour of sketches and we do stand up, but we'll push out the sketches.
And is it about cultures in particular?
It's culture. We're obsessed with the culture wars on the internet.
Yeah.
All of the either feminists or the right wing people, the right wing lunatics and left wing lunatics.
Yeah.
Because you're talking this man's language
Oh,
here
yeah.
now, I'll
So
tell you.
we're obsessed with that world, and we're just giving our take on it.
Yeah.
really,
We're
you
both
know.
cultures.
Yeah.
We're both cultures, and we're talking about culture warriors, really, in that way. And so we've been doing these sketches online as well to promote gigs. So it's we're taking a lot of those ideas and put them and doing them live, and it's going really well.
Yeah.
Got a
Nice
great
one.
response so far. So
Where
we're
can
gonna
you find it?
build on
Is it on YouTube, is this?
that. Well, no, they're on his Facebook.
Sketches? No, it's Joe and Pat Facebook page.
Joe and Pat Facebook.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and but live, I don't know where. I mean, we've got a few.
Well, the theatres we bought, we're in like Thurles is the next one or something. And Moat. We're really hitting the hot spots. And,
Moate.
but like, it'll be mainly from September on. We're like working on the show now and doing a few live shows, but from September on it'll be.
We did an old thing on the podcast there a couple episodes ago. It was the Townie Culture game where we gave you a topic and you had to give the Townie and the Culture response.
Oh
To everyone. Yeah, it got a bit vicious though.
It did.
Yeah.
Got ever so slightly racist for a couple of minutes.
Would we give you a run at it?
Sure.
Would you chance? Which one of you would like to be the Townie? Who specialises in Townie?
Well, I'm more culture. I am a culture.
Right, so you'll be the Culture response to it. I'll go with Townie first. Electric Picnic, the festival. What's the Townie response to
Nice,
that?
like it's nice glamping, that kind of thing. It's lovely.
Yeah, you enjoy
It's
it.
a comfortable festival.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You can bring the family
There's
if you
no,
like.
there's very few cultures. there.
Yeah, and then can we get the Culture response to that?
Nobody
Oh, it's horrid muddy. It's horrid muddy. Jeez, you bring your wellies to that.
Yeah,
The toilets are brutal.
yeah,
I hate the smell of this. Smell of shite of the whole place. That's all you can smell.
right. And then the Townie reaction there to the Eurovision this year abroad in Israel.
Rubbish. I mean, it's like going back to the 70s. Absolutely disgraceful. Why do people like it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Disgrace. It's so embarrassing.
And the Cultures would feel.
I love the Eurovision. Yeah, Dana, I love her. I love Dana. I love the first time, all time, because of everything. And then when she grew the beard, I thought that was the best. The best. That was better than Johnny Logan winning the second time. Her winning that.
Oh, that's very good.
I'll give in there.
No, that's Townie Culture.
Yeah.
Wait a good one. I'll give you the last one that I gave Mark the day he was doing it. You might remember Liam Neeson had some comments on the whole. Do you know the issue there? What would the Townie reaction be to the Liam Neeson?
I don't know.
The one observation I made, and we were talking about it, was Liam Neeson. He's doing that film he brought out was another one where one of his family was captured. The first one I think it was his son.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And now
Tuck
it's his daughter or something, or niece or something like that.
Yeah.
So we're speculating that somewhere down the line it's going to be his third cousin once removed. You've got my third cousin once removed. I will hunt you down and find you.
And then after that, his pet's dead. Like
Pet,
you,
yeah.
you took my Jack Russell out of the
That's
garden,
right.
right?
yeah.
Jack Russell too.
Sure, he's gonna. But there's always like a friend of mine calls them kind of films you turn your brain off at the door.
Yeah.
Like there's so much scope to do as many of those films as you want.
Oh, yeah.
Because we'll all sit in front of them.
Yeah. And I was like,
Did you see
There's so much explosion.
Training Day? I only saw Training Day for the first time
No way.
yesterday.
With Denzel.
And have you seen it?
It's a rough enough film.
Like the hood. He goes into the hood.
Yeah.
And every fella in the hood is big, muscly fella wearing a vest and with a few tats. Like there's no skinny fella wearing a baggy vest on him around like that. It's really. And then just the women are just dancing around.
Yeah, it's not like that.
squirming and
And no one likes them.
No.
What if you tried to do Training Day, but you did it in the hood out near maybe out in Ballina or
Yeah,
something?
it'd be a GA training day.
10 laps, lads. Come on.
And instead of what does he say? You motherfuckers, you shower bastards.
Shower bastards.
10 laps, lads. You shower bastards. Everybody.
Would you be boys for watching the old bit of Netflix at all?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Can I ask you, we'll go around the table and we'll see what everybody's watching at the minute. I'll start off and I'll give you a chance to think. Of course, I just wanted to tell this story.
But this is just your segue.
This is when my segue.
She's your genius seguer, man. I don't know how you do it.
Seamless. I'm watching Selling Sunset. Have you heard of it?
Never heard of it.
Shite
Right.
is that?
Selling Sunset is about a real estate group, an estate agents as we call them locally here at home, and they're based right in the middle of LA in Hollywood, right? And there's two twin lads, and they own the place, and they have 6 women that are working for them, and all the women are gorgeous,
Of course they are.
right?
course
Gorgeous
they are.
women
Yeah.
and fierce, bitchy women as well.
Right. Opinionated.
Yeah, very opinionated. But all their job is to sell these fantastic homes. So it's a bit like Grand Design mixed with the Kardashians.
Sorry, is it like a
It's a
doc?
documentary.
It's not like a fake.
It's done like a documentary kind of reality.
Like reality, like.
It's kind of everything. You kind
Made
of
in
feel
Chelsea
like
type of thing, is it? That type
a
of
little
thing?
bit, yeah.
Are
Yeah.
they acting like?
I don't know.
Jeez, if you don't know.
It's hard to try and tell but Jesus, they're at each other's throats. And the next minute they crack with the boyfriends, and it's marvelous. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, but you think that happens on the local estate agents?
No,
downtown,
sure,
like?
I know.
Oh, it's in Breheny.
I feel shit about my life watching it because I'm looking at these beautiful houses and I realise I'm living in squalor.
Just tell you, Joe was looking to buy. I don't know what is Central LA like now. I mean, what would it be?
12 million for a couple of thousand square feet. Yeah, yeah, with an 85-inch telly that comes out of the ground.
You want to shake out the wallet, Joe?
Yeah. 1 square foot.
See if there's that at the bottom of it.
Joe, what are you watching on the Netflix at the minute?
I watched Abducted in Plain Sight. Have you seen that?
Oh,
Yeah.
That's a comedy.
It is
That's
a comedy.
That
So
is
there's
not.
Is this the one where
That's not a doc. It's a comedy.
So there's a fella.
My God.
There's a couple and they have 3 daughters, and then this other couple moved in, and the fella from
Let's
that
not
couple.
let's stop laughing now.
No,
it's a very serious.
No,
subject.
the thing is,
definitely
they're
a
all Mormons, I think, right? And
Right.
they're all.
Are they?
And then one of the fella keeps coming over, and he loves the other fella's daughters. but at one point now
Now, he loves
let's
her,
get
you
away
say.
from that bit. But the point is, at one point he calls into this fella. Now he moved into the neighborhood, right? They became very friendly. These two families, the 2 lads are very friendly. And then he called into him at work one day and he said, "Can I talk to you?" And he looked a bit frustrated or whatever. And your man said, "Okay." Good. And he said, "Do you want to go for a drive? We'll just talk. What have you got a problem?" Yeah. And he's going, I said, "My wife, she's not sleeping with me, or I can't sleep with her because I think she's too ugly or something like that. I can't remember." And he said, "I'm very frustrated.
He said, "I just need a bit of relief." Is
I
what
just
he
need
said.
a bit of
Yeah.
relief." And this guy,
There's 2
and
lads now we're talking
yeah,
about.
Two
Right.
dads.
and this guy's going, "I'm ashamed to say it, but I helped him. I relieved him." I'm like, who would do
Yeah,
that?
mental. Have you seen some of the memes about it then as well?
No.
Like there's some savage relief memes now. So there's a scene from Black Hawk Down, and the boys are cornered at all angles from the enemy, and your man is screaming at the top of his nugs, "We need relief!" And it shows your man coming in on a helicopter.
We've ruined the show for anyone who hasn't watched it anyway.
Yeah.
But it's mental.
It is bizarre.
It is mental.
It's super
You've
bizarre.
had time to think there now.
Well, no, I was only saying. I mean, I know, it's not a funny topic what we're talking about, but you know, I did watch on Channel 4 the Michael Jackson thing. you
Oh,
know.
yeah.
Oh,
And the way he
right.
tried to spoof it was that he was a man-child, really, and he was just like a boy who never grew up, and he saw Peter Pan. And I come up with a new character, Pedo Pan. So I think I'm going to sell that to Disney now.
Yeah. Great cartoon, yeah.
The paedophile who never grew up.
Yeah.
And
You'd have little wings on them.
You little-
Flying around.
So who's his Tinkerbell? Diddlebell.
God.
Could you watch the whole
Traveller.
Michael
Sorry.
Michael Jackson?
He
bit?
watched the whole.
But did you watch the whole? Hey, could you
I
watch
did,
the
yeah.
whole?
I watched the 4 hours, yeah. It was
Jesus.
I
horrific.
haven't seen it.
I watched it, yeah, and it was harrowing now. It was very tough to watch. Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Not like for
And
like
how-
a lack of trying to
sorry.
watch it. Like I would watch it.
Yeah.
Have you seen the one about the Festival of Fire?
Yeah.
Oh, that is hilarious. Do you know what that does for me, right? I'm 27 years of age. It makes me ashamed of people my age, like, that they're so stupid that a load of Kardashians with fake arses can go on Instagram and put up an orange circle and you book a holiday to Bermuda for 2 weeks.
You should have the money for doing it. Like.
That's all it takes
Yeah.
nowadays.
Yeah. I feel sorry for the old one at the end that was in the cafe abroad in the island who got done because she'd throw out her egg of teas and coffees. Like,
Yeah.
She never got paid.
The fella who was going to give a blowjob to your man.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna,
Yeah.
no more than your man on abduction
He's
of
like,
place.
"Man, they should get together.
Yeah.
I know.
That'd be
yeah,
a great
yeah,
show.
Yeah.
What they would do. What would they give a blowjob for?
Fire relief.
To
It's called.
save the world. To stop global warming.
Celebrities
Would
do-
you
do
suck your man's
blowjobs.
cock?
So that he'd bring in the water, wasn't it? The bottles of water.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He said, I have to go to the Evian. Your man from Evian or whatever.
Evian, yeah.
No, sorry, I think it was Tipperary. Tipperary water he went to. And I'd have a go on that young fella if it means we can get water
That's
out of
what
this
we'll have
place.
to do if Brexit comes in, because we're trying to get stuff imported
Yeah.
into Ireland. Just going to have to
Well, Jesus, Joe, look, I'll be behind you, man. You want to suck a Mickey, get a drop of something. I'll be right there with you, but it doesn't faze me.
Did
Is
you
it
get your green
hard or
card?
soft border?
Did you get your green cards for driving around? Did you?
Oh, it's in the post, apparently.
Very good, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was afraid I'd have to go and marry someone above in the north
Yeah.
to get the green card. Do you qualify for a green card if
Hey.
you marry someone?
all you have to do is go to Elise McHugh or Nathan Carter gig, but you get yourself a wife.
That's true.
Learn a 2-step, a jive,
Yeah.
foxtrot, and a waltz, and you'll have a wife up north in 3 gigs.
Yeah.
So it's as true as God. I went to a Lisa McHugh gig. I'm not really used to that country scene, you know. I went to a Lisa McHugh gig, and it reminded me of what my parents told me would have happened back in the day. Load of fellas on one side and load of young ones on the other side. And you pick the girl you want to jive with.
Yeah.
And Lisa will sing fucking Hillbilly Rock or whatever it is. And if it goes well, then you might buy her a Sidona. That's how they're courting now.
We've
up north.
lost the lads now in the country music altogether.
No,
No, I was actually at the Marquee in Drumlish. Have
Oh,
you
yeah.
ever been to that? Yeah. That's a thing I do me stand up, but it's a true story. I was on my way in, and there's a lot of young girls hanging around the area, entrance to the.
18. No, they were 20s.
They were in their
Get-
20s.
point that out now.
Yeah. They're 20s, like that, not
20s.
that young. But this girl approached me. I thought, jeez, like she came straight up to me. So I thought, Jesus Christ, I still have it, you know. And she came up to me and she said, "Can you pretend to be my father so I can get into the festival?" And I mean,
That's
that
mortifying.
really takes the wind out of your
Yeah,
sails.
that's the
know,
end to you,
because-
kind of, when
Yeah,
that
yeah,
happens.
that's
Yeah.
it. Dodgy territory, you know.
Come here, before we go any further, because I know we are nearly finished as well. I wanted to ask Patrick about Naked Camera. 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
it's probably the one that we haven't hit just yet.
Oh, yeah.
Like, again, when I was growing up, that show was huge. For about 3 seasons, I'd say. And I presume what happened to it is that people just start recognizing you everywhere you go, then you can't do that show anymore.
Well, the problem was we only did 3 seasons.
Yeah.
And so by we could only do it. So the first season was great. We filmed it in about 6 weeks, I'd say, because I mean PJ and Maeve were completely unknown, and then the second series took, I don't know how long it took, 6 months or something like that, and then a year for the last. It took forever. So you just would never have made another one.
And is that because you'd go and set up
Yeah.
a sketch and they'd go, that's your man, sure.
Everyone recognised us. Myself and PJ went to a makeup artist in the Abbey, and she did moustaches and wigs and all of that. And we walked out of the Abbey, and someone says, "There's Owen McLove and Jake Stevens there."
I've no Willie.
And yeah, exactly. They did.
Yeah, it's
and me
mad.
wearing all this like hair makeup, a wig and a moustache and everything.
Because it was class stuff, and like PJ was brilliant on it, like, and it was so silly, like, which was class. But when you were on it, I don't know if this is a compliment or not now, but
Careful now. It's going
Have
well
to be-
so far.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
you
yeah.
played an Aegis probably too well. Like
Yeah.
there would be people talking to you on that show, right? And you would just blank everything they're saying to you and say, "So you will do that, will you?" And they would be. I remember you went up to PJ's mum at the door one time, trying to book a room as a Dutch
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
And she was saying, "I don't have any room," and you were saying, "Yeah, so I'll stay here tonight then." And
Yeah.
her blood was, "I don't have a room." Shut. Like, you just played that. No, I don't understand anything you're saying. And there was another one as well. You went in to do a coat of arms. You went in to try and get a kidney off a guy as an American tourist. And he could not get his point across to you that I can't give you my kidney. But you were just playing that Egypt so well. Like, yeah, so you'd give me a kidney then. Okay, lovely.
It was hard not to laugh sometimes. You were just thinking, how am I getting away with this? You know, there were times it was unbelievable. But we had a director there and he just kept kicking me. I'd say, I can't go any further. There was one guy, I was in a bike shop and I was playing the Dutch tourist, I think, trying to get a bike for free. You know, in Holland, they just take bikes. And I said, I'm just going to take this and bring it back later. And he got really aggressive.
Yeah.
And I went away and the director said, get back. And I had to go back and face him. And he had the wrench up and everything.
I don't know how you do it.
No.
It looks mortifying.
It was really hard. And at the end, occasionally people threatened us. You know, they got a bit hairy.
Would you tell them at the end?
Oh, you had to.
You had to, yeah.
Well, you had to get the permission. So there'd always be someone there to say, I'm sorry, this is the rule of it. Right. The more angry a person got in the scene, the more likely they were to laugh it off at the end. The more likely, and the more controlled the person was, the more likely they were to flip at the end.
Yeah.
So the more controlled the person was, it was always like, you're not going to show that. I'm going to talk to my lawyer. I want you to destroy the tapes. The more mad the person got.
And did you
the
get
more
that
like, that's brilliant. Yeah, grand. Not a bother.
Did you get people saying, don't put that
Yeah,
out?
they did. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
some good bits probably.
Good few, like
There's
good
gold
ones.
somewhere, is there?
And sometimes there were people who were signing on and they shouldn't have been in the job they were in.
Yeah,
or else there were somewhere their wife didn't know they were or something like that, you know. So there were certain really good ones we didn't get to show. But it was a good show to work on at the time. Like, we had a lot of freedom and, you know, we had no RTE interference. That was the great thing, you know. Because when they interfere, you're flipped.
Go away.
Yeah.
And why would you say that RTE aren't here now? You can talk all you want about them.
Oh no, I mean, you know, some shows they're very on top of, but like that one that just got under the radar. We got that commissioned at the right time in the 2000s. There was a bit of money floating around, and we just got that. I think the commissioning editor's son saw the pilot, and he was 15, and he says, "Oh, that's funny," and they gave us all this money, and they never came near us.
Go away.
And just presented it. They had no expectations of it. And pretty much the same with the Savage Eye. They just let us do whatever, you know, and there was no interference.
And it's funny because they're the shows that are still remembered from RTE, the ones that
they're up on the player now. They play, you know, so they're being streamed a lot, I was getting a bus into town last night for a gig and someone was streaming the Savage Eye behind me. They probably didn't know I was there, but they were playing the Savage Eye.
That's
mad.
mad.
So it still got life.
Would you be tempted at any point in those circumstances to turn around and kind of slip into character?
Not at all. Jeez, that'd be desperate now. That would be the worst.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't find it very funny. I didn't think it was that. It just happened to be on.
What do you want me to sign? Answer it all. I'd sign whatever you have.
There wouldn't be any nerves now doing a show like this.
No, I've been doing it too long now to get too nervous.
Yeah.
Is Rant News want to plug?
Well, my film coming up, Peter Pan, with and I'm going to get R. Kelly to do the theme music. I believe I can fly.
Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah. Well, look, if you see any shows by the boys, they're fair crack, so I'll let you go and support it. That is Patrick McDonnell and Joe Rooney. We always say at the end of every show, fair play to me.
Give a shout out to Connie for giving us the office here at Anderson's Bar.
Fair play to Connie Ballantyne. Yeah. Fine woman.
Yeah, so we'll go with the fair play to you, and should we call it a day at that?
We will. We'll leave it there. Fair play to me.
Fair play to me.
Fair play to me.
Fair play to me.
We'll see you again.